Yeah, and also you'll probably working shifts. So
Part-time pugger.
who the fuck knows what you're gonna be doing?
Yeah, that's just like yes, Tuesday game. Yeah, that's like I'm less concerned about this game than I am about Tuesday, because it's like Tuesday is actually just a clusterfuck of am I even still going to play into that? Am I still even going to be able to play in that game?
Look, when it comes to shift work, you can't even be sure about Sundays.
Well, thankfully, I wasn't talking about Sunday. I was talking about Saturday. And
Oh, sorry, Saturdays. But yeah, with shift work, you can't be sure about any day really.
that is
Unless
annoying.
you're lucky and and wherever you work has like a guaranteed this you get this day off every week.
Fucking pray to
Or
God
your
that
schedule, or your scheduling person is like, hey,
Got
up,
you, fam.
I got you, fam. I have the 14th off and November 28th off.
wowie.
Yeah, but you specifically called for those days off because
Yes, but also tomorrow's a holiday, but also not really. It's not considered
it's
a holiday for me.
it's a banker's holiday, isn't it?
I don't freaking know, dude.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I can
it's a
just
bank holiday.
oh yeah, I can delete magic weapon now.
Oh yeah, bank holiday. Let's make Jared's job.
Sounds like Panda's not going to be happy to go back to work tomorrow.
I'm in accounting. It's like, and I got to deal with that. Not getting money into the bank account tomorrow. Like
Yay.
money's not leaving either, but it also means more money's gonna be coming out on Tuesday.
So just everything is
then-
hecked in accounting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Maybe I'll get that email sometime this week.
You know what? I think I might be able to do 3 hours because I'm hopped up on pre-workout, so I should be able to.
You got the caffeine.
Ye
Caffeine doesn't work on me. It keeps me awake, and then I spend like 3 hours crying in my bed.
Yeah. That's because it doesn't work with your ADHD meds.
Anyway, we're live.
we're live.
Yeah, let's do some D&D.
Let's do some D&D. Did you put
Oh
that
yeah,
on
Panda.
Amazon?
While you're away, I learned that Bloodborne Artificer is not a good combination.
Blood Hunter.
Oh, Blood Hunter Artificer is not a good combination.
More so of the it's too much shit to keep track of.
Mm.
It really is. I looked at Blood Hunter and I was like, oh my god, it's so much shit.
3, 8,
All right.
15.
Make sure I've got everything ready here. All right. So, where we last left off, a lot of bureaucracy got done.
Get
I
it?
should probably get some music, and I never made the actual announcement.
Well, frankly, I don't think the four of us thought a session would be happening today. So
Yeah.
So, like, what's the list of importance? I guess is what we should start with. Because my thing is definitely a side quest. Definitely.
I missed 2. Okay, I missed 2. Never mind. I had session 44 typed, but I never sent it. Okay, so your point stands. I am professional. Okay.
all right. I should probably Heroism.
All right. So I suppose the important thing is you are at present in terms of weighing on things, you are waiting for the representatives of the three kingdoms that. Come on, names.
Professional
Ems, I got a
DM.
question for you. Well, no, you go first, Alex.
Oh, I was just making a quip about him being a professional DM.
Oh, I was going to say, how much can I spy as a
With your
ranger?
ranger eye.
Well, no, I mean, like, how much can I, like, glean if I... Well, actually, I don't think I can... How far away are they, these kingdoms?
Very far. Well,
There
a
would
decent
be
distance. A decent
yeah,
distance
there would
away.
be several. There would be several kilometers away.
Okay.
You
I
would
might
not be
make
able
a-
to see them from the city.
I mean, well, no, I was gonna say, like, yeah, it's fine. Never mind. I think after we do all this, I might go on, like, a solo, like, look and get eyes on the ground type deal.
All right.
But that'll be
Well-
after our meetings.
Well, you know that it's going to take a few days for the nearest city representative to get here, which will be from the Duchy of Armor.
The Duchy of Armor.
Mm.
He'll be here in about 3 or 4 days.
All right.
What kind of utilities are available to us in our kingdom? I don't know. What do you want to call it? I mean, I guess we could say kingdom. I don't know.
It's a city.
What
Well-
utilities are available to us in the city?
In terms of what? Access to fresh water.
More towards like adventure. You know what I'm saying? Like character stuff for us. Well, I guess we also can go to Elerian because points at Ami's helmet of teleportation. So I guess it doesn't matter.
In terms of things that will be available to you as adventurers right now, there are still operating shops, although a lot of them have been damaged or completely destroyed.
Okay.
So currently the selection in terms of materials is limited until you're able to get
Trade and
trade up and running and possibly get some new stores opened.
okay.
In terms of finding odd jobs, if you want to go on the old-fashioned adventuring route, there's still a few taverns in the city that are still operating. And also, you just have access to scouts that you could send out and go and look for things for you to do.
I might do that because we, get a bearing of our surroundings. I think that's what I'll do during the days is just have scouts look and see if there's any problematic areas. A, B, if there's any danger. But yeah, basically, if there's any dangers, is their main goal, and their secondary goal is
All right.
just mapping, kind of.
Just getting a general feel for the area.
Yeah, that'll be what I'll probably do. Because I know you told me that it was mostly, I think you said it was mostly lowlands with a few hills. Is that what you told me?
Yeah. Most of the area around the city are flat plains that are mostly taken up by farmland.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, there's another thing I want to do, but I can't wait because I've already. I think me personally, I think I would meet with the nobles. I think, unless anybody has objections to that.
I have no objections, mostly because that would tie into dealing with whatever the whatever non-existent magic is going on.
No, no, here's the thing. The nobility have visiting schools, but they're not open to the public.
What? I can barely hear you, Taylor. I'm sorry. What did you say?
They have spellcasting schools, but they're not open to the public. The nobility
Okay.
have
Yeah.
been
Well,
holding the
what I was gonna
contest
do
right
was I was gonna have scouts look, and then I think for me, I would probably at least like start a dialogue with the nobles, at the very least.
Oh, I was just gonna talk to Terrace about how about the religious reform I want to do. Also, starting to tax the rich.
You probably
All
want to
right.
talk to the nobles about that then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We need to start the dialogue. Before we take their money, we probably need to talk to them.
While you're talking to them, I'm gonna go talk to Terrace about religious reform.
So yeah,
All
I think
right. So, Tareth will set up a meeting for you, Elwyn, with the chosen representative of the nobility. A Leonin, I believe I've told you that already, named Keon Softkith.
Yeah.
And Rivius, you will have a talk with Tareth about the religious reform.
Mm-hmm.
So, for you, Rivius, when you get to Tanith and to go and talk to him, he will be mulling over a large stack of papers, looking between different pages and writing down small notes. Rivius, what can I help you with?
Oh, I was just wondering something. If you happen to know, I'm a cleric. I'm a cleric of
Saloon and Moonbow, yes.
yeah, of the twin moon goddesses. I was just wondering. I know the city is mostly Spain occupied and has been for over hundreds of years. But I was wondering, a lot of prisoners there, well, before we broke them up, must follow Her Lady Saloon herself. So I was wondering if I could get your help setting up a new religious district that isn't so, how you say this in a nice way, heretical? No, that's bad. That's mean.
Bane centric.
Spain centric, yes.
Hold on, let me. And he moves a few of the papers aside. I have, since I got into the city and got set up, I have had some people going around doing general census work, trying to get a feel for what's going on in the city. So I can get you damage reports and all that. And he pulls out a piece of paper. Here we go. At least in terms of what people are willing to tell us, this is the what we have on in terms of religion distribution as it currently stands in the city.
Okay. What does it
In
look
terms
like
of worshipped gods in the city, the majority obviously worship Bane. Coming to about an estimated 95% of the population or so.
Mm-hmm.
Wonka S.
willingly or
This that's the thing where the census is just giving us raw data. I don't know. It could be there are some individuals who would very easily switch away from Maine. Others would obviously would be more zealous and not want to move away. There are probably more people who secretly worship other gods but don't want to reveal that in fear of the old regime returning. And of course, there's possibly some people who gave false answers of which other gods they worship in an attempt to appease the new regime, hoping that it's not going to crack down on them for their practices.
I find that offensive.
You're not known yet, so the numbers I have are not going to be accurate. In total, about 2%, most of whom are the prisoners that you freed, admit to being worshippers of Moonbow and Saloon. About less than 1% of the population so far that has been censored has said that they are worshippers of Helm or Mistra each.
I mean, considering Helm is more of a enemy to Bane than Saloon and Moonbow are, I'm not surprised.
Yes, Helm is almost certainly one of the more harder crackdown upon religions in the city.
Yeah.
Mistra, the numbers almost certainly are not accurate, as I can guarantee you that there are members of the nobility who refuse to answer the questions of which god they worship, who likely secretly follow Mistra, seeing as she is the goddess of magic. And then, in total, about 3% of the population admitted to worshipping other gods. The pantheon is long and wide, so I'm
Yeah,
not going to list off all of them.
Yeah, the Pantheon, according to my family, has how you say bloated itself. This coupled with the fact that her lady Moonbone Saloon herself said that the Pantheon is quite bloated. And then he'll start mumbling to himself about how this whole divinity thing is going to work. If does Terrace hear it? I don't know. Who knows? Honestly.
Sir,
Hmm?
if I could distract you from your train of thought.
Yeah.
In terms of total population, we don't have an exact number yet, especially since there are lots of people coming and going, with prisoners electing to leave, nobility electing to leave, new merchants coming in, and new people simply wanting to help from the other city-states coming in to help with the rebuild effort.
Mm-hmm.
Getting an accurate number of how many people are currently in the city is difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So I've elected to take from the previous census done by the previous regime,
Mm-hmm.
and add on an approximate amount of how many people I think will be staying from the prisoners,
Okay.
judging from what Gore has informed me of people willing to work in the city.
Okay.
So that brings the city population to about 500,000.
Impressive.
With a estimated total from the previous census being about 4% of that total is the prisoners.
Hold on.
Hmm.
Population is 500K, 4%. Former prisoners. Go ahead.
About 2% is the nobility.
Mm-hmm.
72% common of the population is commoners, and
72?
22 are the poor.
72 for commoners. And how many for the poor?
22% of the poor. I'm still getting estimates on various employments, as well as trying to discover the literacy rate. However, I can pretty much tell you that the majority of the literate in the city are of the nobility.
I know Elwin's going to talk to the nobility about something, but I do want to ask them. I should tell him that that he should ask them if we could if they can help expand the schooling system. If not, well, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Well, we will. I believe you did want to write up a tax, so I should probably start gain on writing up that law. But yes, Elwin has informed me about his desire to speak with the nobility, so I have his meeting with the representatives set up for later today. You can participate in that meeting if you desire. The representative, at least at present, speaks for all the nobility.
I'll probably stop by. I'm not. I was going to walk around and ask my compatriots that that lived in the city of more census work. But I can stop by for the meeting.
And yes, I'm going to have to probably speak with Gore about the distribution of labor, so I can make sure I know what's going on in that regard. And Tareth is writing down some notes. Alright, and then I need to speak with Ami about... And he starts flipping through papers. Ah, yes. Some of the local mages want to have a talk with Ami about the status of their school. Alright, so... Busy day never ends, I suppose. And he will hop up and grab his notebook and walk off towards the treasury.
Tyson,
Yes.
what is Elwin doing right now? What is Elwin doing right now, bud?
Sorry, I was just thinking about how to answer that. Right now?
Oh no, I just wanted to know if he's available to receive a sending.
Yeah, he would definitely be able to receive a sending. He's probably all they're probably doing is just, well, how much would a fine set of clothes cost, Imps?
About 150. I don't know actually. Hold on, let me
About 350.
It's actually pretty cheap if you're going by the book.
Yeah, I don't think they were expensive to get fine clothes, but
15 GP actually.
okay. I guess we can just hand wave me buying that. I mean, I'm gonna buy
Yeah.
it. I'm not gonna take it out of my goal, but I mean,
You can get yourself some fine clothes, no problem. There's still a few tailors around.
yeah, okay. And then yeah, you sending me a sending, Taylor?
Oh yes, hold on. Let me just send it to you. I need to count. I think.
All right. While that is happening, Gore and Ami, is there anything you would like to do?
Not in particular, unless I'm needed for something right now. Go ahead. Gore would be focusing on
1,
um,
3,
organizing those people he talks to and
7,
getting the funds together for the ones who are leaving.
11,
And,
12.
training up any of the new guard ones.
All right. How many did I say we're leaving again? I think I said what, like 2K we're leaving?
Yeah, something like that.
Hold on, let me. I didn't put down the amounts, unfortunately. Anyways, Tyson, I sent you.
Yeah, it was 2K. I said we're leaving.
I sent you it in the World 20 chat.
So in terms of getting the funds together,
I'll come out of my personal. I just need to know.
yeah, it
I
would
said
be
how much I'd be giving them each.
pretty much just to get them going wherever they need. You could honestly give each one 2 gold, and that would last them a pretty long time to get themselves somewhere and get them going.
Hmm.
So in total, 4K gold.
Let's increase
If you
that
give
a
2
bit,
gold
actually,
each.
because I feel like these are people who, well, they fought for their own freedom too. Obviously, they fought when we pretty much made them.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So yeah, that's the minimum. You can give them however much you want.
I think that's enough enough words, right?
It's 25. 1, 2, 3.
Okay,
4,
yeah,
5,
that's definitely enough.
6. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I basically I'll see you there. If Ami's joining us, message me again.
Is Ami joining the mobility meeting?
Because I know she said something about meeting with the schools, which I know is part of the
No.
nobility, but I don't know if that's going to be a separate thing or if
No,
she's...
the mages want to meet with her.
Yeah, but they're also... That's what I'm saying. They're like a subsection of it.
I don't know. Is she joining us for the actual meeting?
My mic's been muted. That's phenomenal.
Okay, well,
Okay,
fuck
yeah.
it, I'm gonna give them 5 gold each. It's
All right. Okay,
Okay,
so
so
10K.
subtract 10k.
So
Yeah, the mages want to talk with Ame, but I will be probably be joining for the nobility talks just because the current majority of mages lie within the nobility, and I need to see where they stand. Well, those that wish to deal with us, to be exact.
well, you should message Rivius, sending Rivius, well then sending Ellen.
Yeah, I'll just sending Rivius that I will be there for the ability. Actually, it's just kind of fucking around doing more studying.
Yeah, so while Gore's just doing all that organizing of labor and for the new people, the freed people, he'll be available if anybody needs him, but that's from all he'll be doing.
All right.
So it's going to
Alright,
be
so-
me, Taylor, me, Rivius, and Ami.
yeah, Gore will be sorting out. We'll be sorting out jobs for the now ex-prisoners,
Wowie.
as well as getting the funds to those who wish to leave. All right. So, as the day continues on, and Army is called away from her continued studies on non-lethal magic, which I will ask for another roll for you once we're done with all this.
Thumbs up.
You are the three of you, since you are attending. Elwyn, Rivius, and Army are called to the throne room, where staying in the central circle is a Leonin dressed in a fine flowing garb, who is standing with a very assertive, regal posture. And as the three of you enter, I believe the three of you all wish to speak with the nobility.
Indeed, my name.
Indeed.
Keon Soft, yes.
Oh yeah, by the way, since I got my clothes, you said tailors are open at the Imperial, how does my garb look or whatever compare? Because I would probably try and get match with the nobles at least a little bit.
You're not a noble. Actually, you technically are because you were knighted.
He is now a landed lord, which does make him of a noble house.
He is. We are currently dukes and duchesses.
Well,
Duchess.
I mean, yes, but I mean, I'm just saying. I would like when I get my fine
You
clothes. I just
you
want them to
you
look-
you want to try and look the part.
Yeah, basically.
You
And
want
look like-
to blend in with the city's nobility.
Yes.
I wear armor.
In that case, it
Clink,
would largely be the go-to color is largely purple, the royal color.
Augers.
With gold embroidery in usually the arms and around the collar,
Okay. Cool. Thank
as
you.
well as usually a red belt to complement with the outfit. Finer details can be up to you about how you wanted the outfit to look, but that is the general aesthetic.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to know how I would. You know what I'm saying? How I look.
Good day.
Good day.
Yes, we did want to speak with you.
So, what would the fine new lords and ladies of the city be wanting from their nobility?
Well,
First
part
of
of it
all-
is we wanted to see where you stood. Well, those that are left, because I do understand that some amount of you have left in the wake of the overthrowing of the Undying.
They have left with the Undying. Yes.
Not but cowards and traitors. Any who remain in the city are loyal to the true cause, which is that of the city.
And what would you say that the true cause of the city is? Out of curiosity.
Simply the preservation of safety and work for those who deserve it.
At a first glance, you nobles certainly are a little bit more tolerable than the stories would tell. But
Now, of course, there has been some upsetting of the order, given everything, the
Of
Civil
course.
War and general unrest, and of course the rebellion of the slaves has caused much distress amongst the nobility.
I can imagine it would, because I must say that there will be very systematic changes to how things live around here, how people live.
As I'm sure it'd be expected. However, I would like to assure you that the nobility would like some assurances.
and we will try and give them as we can, provided they do not particularly fly in the face of anyone, particularly fly in the face of any race. We are open ears.
Well, then there is, of course, the first matter of slavery. Obviously, it is understandable that from the perspective of our new benefactors, that slavery is an unwanted concept in this city.
That is where we
Yeah.
stand, correct?
However, my noble benefactors would like me to assure you that, as they see it, not every action of this slavery was to the negative detriment of those under its sway. I, for instance, am under the old regime would have been considered a slave.
So
However,
the definition of slavery was a little bit more loose.
It's very broad, I'm guessing.
Well, you see, as a Leonin, I am a member of the savage beast races. But I was taken in, educated, and given a good life by my master, and have managed to ascend the ranks of the diplomacy to reach the level I am here today in order to represent those higher than myself.
Mm-hmm. Well, running anything was never going to be easy.
I believe we should at least have a minimum wage that these former
Yeah.
slaves can have to at least be able to put back into the commerce of the city.
If we were going to say anything on the terms of if they were going to be in any way kept, a minimum wage and the freedom to choose other paths. If we were going to agree on any sort of compromise.
I can certainly bring this proposal forward to the nobility.
Can you also bring over to them that we would like how do I put this nice? Help fill the coffers by taking their we would like to impose a wealth tax.
That one's probably not going to go over particularly well.
I do have a question for the fine sir. Talking to the linen.
For a moment, he doesn't look at you as he continues to stare Rivius in the face,
Okay.
almost as if trying to process the words wealth tax.
your master?
I'm
Or-
sure the nobility will be happy to hear your proposal.
Mhm.
I think I sense a lot of sarcasm, or at the very least, lying.
Animosity, something like that. Anyway,
Animosity.
I want to ask him like, what were out of the Lord's duties? What were their duties before under the Emperor?
Oh, my lords filled many different positions, from merchants to generals to knights, and of course to some of the most skilled artisans in the entire continent.
Okay.
Interesting.
When you say generals, do you mean I'm guessing they have fled with the Emperor, or are these currently unemployed?
Many of the previous noble generals have fled the city. Yes, the few that have remained have sided with Woodrow in the revolution.
Ah,
Okay.
good. In terms, we shall tackle the problem. We shall tackle the idea of a wealth tax there. Outside of dealing with slavery, are there any other assurances? And I'm sure there are. Are there any other assurances that the nobility would like?
Well, one of the assurances that the nobility would like is a reassurance that the free trade mercantile system of the city will remain intact as it did under the old regime.
I mean, I don't see any problem with that.
This is because I'm terrible at existing. Emps, explain. Just for the sake of just clarification.
They can trade with anybody, essentially.
Yeah, a free
Okay.
trade mercantile system is basically the free market.
Okay. At
So they
current,
can trade to potentially the Emperor if they need to be.
until we see a reason for otherwise, that we see no reason to step upon the free trade mercantile system.
I do have a question for you as well. Other than the assurances, is there anything that the nobles would like to see?
Well, of course, the restoration of the noble district is very high on their priority list. Particularly the prison revolt saw lots of damage done to the noble district.
Which is understandable.
I can't exactly say I blame the prisoners.
And of course, the nobles do wish for the reopening of the pits at the earliest convenience. Currently, the city does lack a sporting entertainment.
Yes,
How
a
would,
matter
I guess
a
we
matter
should
of
bring up.
yes, the matter of the pits. If the pits are to reopen, they shall be for sport and not trophies. Will be under new rules in terms of
They won't be to the
volunteer.
death.
It will be volunteer instead of by prisoner,
Yeah.
and it shall not be. And it shall no longer be to the death. Any who break
Will
those
you
rules will suffer the fate they inflicted upon an opponent.
Will your benefactors not like that?
Well, I can certainly say the blood sports were never much my personal taste, but I do know quite a few of my beneficiaries did appreciate the danger of the combat in the pits.
Well, maybe they can enjoy it more when the fights can happen more often because they're not having to search for new fighters.
Also, could help hone the talent that we have in the city as well.
I can say that me and Gorabellum intended to have at least a sparring match, and we at some point, and we thought it might be a fun way to reopen the pits under the new rules.
Mommy here has gotten a whole new spell she wanted to try out.
Of course. Who would pass up such a fun opportunity?
Of course.
We will. I mean, we are looking into rebuilding the city in its entirety. However, the Noble District may have more accessibility, if you would. It will not be as isolated as before.
Well, we do have to keep in the fact that this is a fortress city. And I guess it depends on how much of that we wish to keep. But the work's already there, so we might as well keep it up.
Okay,
Basically, what I'm saying is there's not going to be, you know what I'm saying, like people can
Yeah.
enter the
Yeah.
Noble District instead of like before.
There's not going to be guard posts stopping a commoner from walking into the noble district through the gatehouse.
Yeah, basically, I think that's what Elwin's trying to get at. If they're going to rebuild the Noble District, it's at least going to be open so that commoners can, visit the merchants and spend their money that they won. They won made.
Kicked over. Ah, yes. The illegal betting ring.
So I'll have to come up with the odds for that army v Gore fight.
It is very much. It could go either way depending on what happens and what we do.
Yeah, from a perspective of the players, but from the perspective of the common people.
Phenomenal question. It's again a crapshoot.
Again?
Who the it's even more of a crapshoot at that point.
Yes, Taylor.
Out of context, out of character, I mean, the wealth tax would probably just literally be like 10%. 10%.
That Taylor. That is a lot.
Yeah, they have a lot of money.
Lillian dies of cringe.
Lillian dies of cringe.
I
5%,
think
man.
I'd say maybe.
What were the old? Well, I guess we could ask. Well, we could. I guess we can't get that information now, but we can ask what were the former rates of the nobility's taxes, or what kind of taxes the nobility paid before. I'm
You'd be
pretty
able to
sure
get
that
Taranth would have that information available, and previously there was a merchant tax of about 3% on all goods sold by merchants, and the wealthy had a general tax of 2%.
Okay.
So
On whatever they
it's
purchased or
2.3.
whatever.
No, that was the taxes paid by the nobility.
Okay.
So
So
2 and 3.
So 3% on the mercantile, and then 2% on the just like every year 2%.
Yeah.
How-
Meanwhile,
Get up to 5.
Meanwhile, the commoners would suffered a 15% tax.
What the fuck?
Okay.
Probably knock that down to 10.
Yeah. Definitely knock that down, but that's
It's-
more. That doesn't involve that doesn't
I mean, they'll be
Awesome.
happy. They have more money to spend.
I do have a question about. This is kind of out of character, but what's the wealth gap like in the Empire? I know it's probably
Massive.
big, but massive. Okay, so they have a lot of
Yeah.
people. Okay,
There is a grand canyon between the richest commoner and the poorest noble.
Ah, yes. So, normal wealth gap. Others. So we're in America then.
The wealth gap is definitely there, and it is massive.
I can't believe we're just in
So-
American again.
But here's the thing. But here's the problem. Yeah, I'm just saying. Why don't we just bump it up to bump the commoners' tax down to 10, bump up the nobility to 6,
I
So
think
3,
I
3.
think I think 5 is. I think fine's perfectly fine.
So 3, 2.
3-2.
I can't believe the Leonin dies from cringe.
I died from cringe too.
So I guess we need to. Well, I guess while we're talking about nobility roles, I guess that would probably be a good time to bring up the schools, since that's definitely a.
Oh, speaking of your
I guess
benefactors,
I guess we should also. Is there any more? Is there any more affirmations that you should would like?
As of present, that's all the reassurances my benefactors would like at the moment, just to ensure that their position in the city remains stable.
I cannot say I blame them.
I cannot speak for the everybody. I mean, my two compatriots, but I would like to see at least it remain at least somewhat the same.
Now we get onto the question of where do people stand on the wizardly schools, since there are a fair few through our time here we met a fair few mages that more or less weren't able to cultivate any of their talents because of lack of access. And
In the city of Eternia, it has been a long-standing tradition since the formation of the city that magic be reserved for those capable of affording that sort of power.
I see.
my friend over here self-taught.
Well, that you don't have to fucking lead with that. God damn it.
I'm just saying, I
I-
don't think you would want to pay for your schooling.
I must say, while in some cases that may be fair, I do believe that everyone should have the chance to at least make the attempt of cultivating their talents.
Perhaps an entrance exam of some kind.
And as my friend here said, I am self-taught. I do not particularly adhere to any tradition other than my own.
Well, I can certainly bring your proposal to my benefactors. It most certainly will be.
Decisive. I
Yes,
understand. But
the general consensus in this city, at least I understand it to be different in others, is that magic is for those who have power. To learn magic is expensive and difficult. It is reserved for those who are able to afford the expense and the time.
oh, I agree.
Wait,
Copying spells is incredibly expensive. But
hmm,
I will stand my ground on that they should at least have the chance to cultivate any talent they shall have.
magic is quite new, isn't it?
Hmm?
Magic is quite new here, right? It's like 200 years old. So
That
why
and
not?
and for that and what my companion says is true, magic is still relatively new. It's a shame to potentially restrict the development of anyone who wishes to pursue the arts.
We could also offer a compromise of some kind.
Oh, I expect us to have to work one out. When it comes to this.
We could also say that everyone is open, but they have to either pay a fee of some kind or offer a temporary subscription into the army.
Oh, speaking of schooling, what Mr. Softcare, but Mr. Softcare, do you know what the literacy rate of fine city is.
The written word is something that has always been kept by the nobility, as they are the only ones who have need of it.
Why would they only have need of it?
No, the commoner has no reason to write a poem or keep numbers in order for accounts. They have no time for it either.
My mother taught me how to read and write, and we don't have any noble power.
No, my lord, clearly you are incorrect in that. You are a landed lord, and thus you and subsequently your entire family are now considered to be nobles. Rivius now has processed the fact that all of his cousins are of noble blood.
That's
He'll take a minute and ignore the fact that all of his family is now considered noble. He will not tell them this because they will storm the Imperium. He does not want that right now. He's trying to fix the city.
Rivius accidentally lets slip that his entire family is now of noble blood. 2 days later, 30 to 50 halflings storm the city.
Bruh. The Moon Hills are very prolific. But yeah, what he's trying to say is his mother his mother did literally the checkbooks and stuff for their family because there's a lot of children. There's so many children. Do you know how expensive it is to feed that many mouths? So he's honestly kind of offended that people. He's this Leonin is like, you don't need to read it, right? Anyways, I don't know how to say it really nicely, but anyways, out of character, he's just gonna say that he was just simply asking a question, so he's going to notate that the literacy rate is
Bad.
would Rivius know the literacy rate of Elerian?
You would know from the amount of time you spent in the city that Elerian has one of the highest literacy rates on the entire continent.
Mr. Safkis, do you want to know something?
Of course.
Did you know that Elerian, where our benefactor hails from, has the highest literacy rate in all the continent?
Yes, I believe so. Their workers are also largely considered by the nobility here to be lazy and unkempt.
difference of opinion.
Difference of opinion, really.
We didn't spend that much time over there, in retrospect.
I've spent some time over there. Most of the time, mostly in the religious district, in the clinics. They can fill out
And
their
the tavern on the king's pay.
the cap, yes. Several times in the tavern, yes. He doesn't go to the tavern anymore.
Wonder why.
Yeah, he's just saying that. Wouldn't it be nice for for you to become the highest literacy rate, wouldn't that make you more prosperous? More people can read and write. People
Well,
can
I
bounce
must say
books.
that becoming more prosperous than Elerian current when they hold the majority of the trade power on the continent is a very tall ask.
I'm just saying.
It's a tall ask, but I mean, aiming for the stars is always good.
I mean, the stars can be good, but it can also be dangerous.
I always aim for the stars.
I thought you always aim for the moon.
I talk to the stars every night, actually, my dear Ellen.
But we might be changing up how schooling goes, as that's more of a thing related to the general populace than just the nobility.
Yes, well, the nobility will likely have little opinion on what you do overall with what the commoners learn, that they likely will not be helping you in your endeavors.
Oh, we kind of expected them to not be particularly helping us much from the start.
But we just wanted to let you and your benefactors know that some changes will be coming to the city.
And
Of
that
course.
we do want to keep a dialogue open with the nobility.
Yes, we don't want to alienate them off the bat or make them leave.
But we do have me and your us and our benefactors and your benefactors definitely have lines in the sand, and we want to at least address them.
So I was thinking about it, Sir Minister Sopkins, that we bring down taxes of the commoners to 10%, and your benefactors will be total of 6%, 5%. I mean, 3-2.
3, 2, what?
Three merchants to nobility.
So what it currently is.
No, it's 2 merchants, 3 nobility actually.
3% merchant tax, 5% wealth tax.
Okay.
Just 2% more than what you were hit or than you were dealing with before. A little more.
It would be
a little more agreeable than the originally proposed 10%. Yes.
it would be a hard sell for many, but I'm sure they will accept this small increase to pay.
That it doesn't. It benefits both.
Besides,
Everyone gets to stay where they are, and everyone gets to be a little bit happier.
and
we both, me, us, and the nobility want to benefit the city as best we can.
And if we open up schoolings, there might be less children running about. I know you nobility do not like having children near you.
Yes, children. There have been many on the streets as of late.
Probably an amount of them probably belong to Percy's gang.
Who?
Just a compatriot of ours.
A compatriot.
Don't worry about it.
Nothing the nobility needs to build.
No one needs to.
Yes. If you can get all of these children off the street, it would certainly please the nobility.
Oh,
Nobility
They'd have to
continue
protect their
exist.
pockets a little bit less.
Agreed.
I do come from a substantial family.
I do have a question about the beast tribes and the nobility.
Of course.
I know that you yourself was taken in, and essentially, what is their stance on these tribes at large?
Probably as savages.
Indeed,
Filthy savages.
major all of the beasts are nothing but savages. Most would never be educatable in the finer things of life, such as I. But
Uh,
I must say, the explosions that brought down the north and east gates were devised by a goblin.
and
Grant-
his
Also,
son-
aren't you yourself
Granted,
from the tribe and shown your worth?
he's been educated, my dear Elwin. Clearly.
Oh,
granted
he
that
will
goblin's
say this with a lot of sarcasm.
granted that goblin's grandfather was the inventor of gunpowder. So
yes, punk slack. His misbeguided and unconfirmed rumors of his grandfather being the creator of our gunpowder. Yes, I know of him.
Oh, I've traveled with a minotaur, actually.
He often spoke of it and would occasionally demand royalties from the nobility for their use of his grandfather's invention, which there are no confirmed reports that his grandfather was the creator of.
did no one bother trying to use legend lore? Or
Why
zone
would
of
they
truth?
use legend? Why would they use legend lore on a savage army? That's a waste of materials, clearly, to them.
I mean, then use zone of truth. They'd know if he's resisting it, and they'd know if you can't willingly speak a lie while under the effects of it.
My benefactors never saw much of a point in humoring him.
Fair enough. Well, yes, but regardless of who actually invented gunpowder, it was his bombs that brought down the east and north gates.
You're quite
Yes,
right, really.
so I understand.
So,
I just want to make this a note that we are of the mind of a rising tide lifts all ships. So while we will deal with the, as you would say, the peasant folk, we will also try and help the nobility.
Of course, it will be. Of course, it was never going to be easy. The nobility never. It's always going to be somewhat at odds with each other, but we shall try our best to see the both sides. Well, all three.
Then I bid you all a good day. If you have no further questions, I will take all of this to my benefactors, and they shall discuss.
Mr. Sopkins, before you do leave, I do have one question.
Of course.
How malleable do you think that your benefactors are to a, how you say, religious reform? I won't be taking away some of your benefactors' precious. Bane, I just want to give the populace more options, as you see. I'm a cleric of the Twin Moon Goddess, so I was just wondering if I could help the elves of the new city keep their faith.
Well, I cannot speak for all of the nobility in the case of religion. What I can say is the majority of our most zealous members fled the city along with the Imperium army.
I see.
So, you likely won't receive too much pushback. in the terms of religious reform from the nobility.
I see.
I'm not saying there won't be, but it shouldn't be too strong. Nothing that a cleric such as yourself wouldn't be able to handle. And he gives a deep bow to the three of you.
It was a
Before-
pleasure meeting you, good sir.
And you as well. It's far easier to get an audience with you than it ever was the Undying.
He was busy with a war for the last year or so, to be fair.
Oh, I have a question though, out of character. Well, since this conversation basically ended, I have a question.
Was a
Yeah, go ahead.
What is Bane the god of other than humans? Like, what are his virtues, I guess?
tyranny.
Is it just tyranny? Like, I mean,
He is the god. He is the god of war and tyranny, and ruling through the power of an iron fist.
TLDR, he's a con. TLDR, if there was a TLDR, if you're going to be a paladin of him, you're most likely going to be a conquest paladin.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out if there's any way we can take some good parts of his domain.
It's a little hard to do that, my friend, unfortunately.
That's what I was just thinking.
So we do not intend to
The
build an iron fist.
Bane is essentially the definition of a lawful evil.
Okay, so yeah.
I wouldn't exactly say some of the stuff that he's done is a lawful evil. But that is a discussion to be
Okay,
had.
my
another
Bane
day.
is a little more chaotic, but the actual Bane in the
Okay.
as written in the Forgotten Realms is
Okay, yeah, I was about to
lawful
say.
evil.
I was about to say, yeah, yours is a little more chaotic.
But also, it is his law.
Okay, we're not getting into that. We're not getting into the discussion of law v chaos, because different people have different interpretations of what it means to be lawful or chaotic. Anyways,
All right. As the Leonin leaves the throne room, we shall first off, Ami, for your studies over the course of the next few days, give me another arcane roll.
I'm still gonna be under. I'm going to recast skill empowerment before the studies began.
Nodders.
+5 to this. That's 35. That's a 19.
That's really-
I'm you know what? Mildly sad that that's not a 20.
All right,
It's 'cause-
Ami, you have, after doing some testing and causing a few explosions,
Don't worry about it, it's fine.
and the destruction of a few pieces of cheap furniture as your test subjects.
Alright. You know what? It's fine.
You feel as though you have managed to create, at the very least, a preliminary idea. As it currently stands, any spell that you cast that uses force damage, you can mark as doing non-lethal damage.
Interesting. Thank you. Force
Only
damage.
force?
Yes, force damage.
I see.
I will take note of this. There is still
Ami
obviously
only
room to
cast
ver-
magic missiles for the rest of the campaign.
No. Good lord. God, no.
Ami
Yes,
casts
sir.
magic missile. They're all now just the Ami has now become Titan and just throws hammers. Thunk, 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 thunk.
No, all of her scorching rays just turned into force damage.
Do I have anything that actually does? I mean, do I have any? I'll have to I don't exactly end up making everything force damage, but anyways, there's still obviously room to grow in the field.
There is still more room to grow. You just have a basic understanding of how to make a spell non-lethal.
Thumbs up. I'll take it.
There is more. There is definitely more that can be learned here,
Others.
especially
One
given your prior knowledge of using things like acid splash to melt armor to be non-lethal.
One
Yes,
step
I
for
remember.
man.
Yeah, I mean,
One
I wasn't
giant for
really supposed to
mankind.
be able to do it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't worry about that. It's fine. I can't drift.
But yes, as it currently stands, the use of force damage can be used non-lethally.
Huggers.
There will, of course, be some exceptions. Fall damage, for instance, will still be lethal.
That's not force damage.
That's
so
bludgeoning.
that's bludgeoning.
Yeah, that's bludgeoning.
That is bludgeoning.
Never
That is
mind.
bludgeoning asterisks. That is
Yeah.
asterisk. That is asterisk bludgeoning damage.
But
Because
yeah, there may be some exceptions. I haven't looked at every spell that does force damage, so
okay, you forgot. Okay, I think you meant to say every spell in general. Because hi, Scribe's Wizard.
well, yes. This is one of the things. You can make almost any spell that you want into doing force damage.
I'm going. Okay. Hey,
No, I have a question.
obvious question. Disintegrate doesn't count because it disintegrate. You hit 0 HP, you're dusted.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be
And I'm
one
guessing
of the
Shatter. I don't
exceptions.
see how Shatter can be non-lethal.
Shatter is normally thunder damage.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay, never
Yes, it is literally just explosion of sound. But also, how am I gonna play that as force? Great fucking question.
I
Figure it out
mean,
later.
quite simply, if a wave of force
True.
could easily break a few bones and knock somebody unconscious.
True.
mind. True. Yeah. God, there's a spell in. I know this is off topic, but there's a spell in Pathfinder 2e. It's literally a non-lethal spell. It's a cleric spell. It's like you just throw. I think it's just like mallets at somebody.
Ah, we found the Sunbreaker.
Can I ask what the scouts found during these days?
Yeah, over the course of the next few days, the scouts will report that some of the abandoned farms have become home to squatters. But they don't. But the scouts don't think they'll really be a problem until it's time to reclaim those farms.
Mm-hmm.
The forest that is about 2 kilometers to the east is relatively quiet and believed to be safe. There's obviously the ever-present danger of the occasional pack of wolves or a bear. However, it's generally considered to be a relatively safe area for the harvesting of lumber. In fact, that's where the beast races are getting the majority of their lumber for the winter. They didn't explore too far to the north because they didn't want to risk running into Imperium patrols.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted. Yeah, that's fine.
So they basically explored to the border of the city, to the border of the county that is controlled by the city.
Mm-hmm.
With nothing too spectacular to report. To the west is, well, the ocean, so not much scouting to be done there.
Is there any I know this is gonna sound stupid, but are there any ocean monsters? Anything that would have
there,
very great.
there are lots of legends, but that's out in the deep waters, nothing close to shore.
Okay, and is there pirates or something?
Oh yeah, there's always the danger of privateers, but
Okay.
the Elerian navy mostly patrols these waters now. So
Okay, so they're lending us their navy. Okay.
yeah,
Oh,
because
no, we have
they
no control of their navy. That's just where they've been positioned.
Oh.
yeah
Okay.
their navy now patrols between the capital of Elerian and the city of Eternia.
Trust me, you'd know if if we had any control over the navy. Trust me, you'd know.
Oh my god.
Yes, as it currently stands, what remains of the Imperial Navy is currently mothballed as it's under repairs.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. And we'll probably continue to be in repairs because if repairing ships is, especially wooden ships, is a pain in the fucking ass.
Also, repairs are currently on hold because funds
Yes.
still have to be distributed.
Heck no.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what the meeting, I guess, is going to be about. The one where we meet with everybody. Sorry, my allergies are really kicking my butt right now.
That's all right. And to the south is, by and large, there are a lot of destroyed and wrecked farms because that is the direction that the Elerian army came through, and unfortunately, farms were trampled and destroyed by the marching armies. But by and large, it seems as though the immediate perimeter around the city is safe as of right now. There's not too many threats around. Aside from just wolves, boars.
Okay. No owl bears or...
No owl bears.
Nothing of that.
Maybe deeper in the forest, but not on the perimeter of the forests.
Okay. So, other than the squatters, I don't see anything.
Nothing too stand out that would possibly denote the presence of a mine.
Yeah, I think squatters is going to have to be a after winter problem or nearing the end of winter problem.
If it's still a problem by then.
And winter might handle the problem anyway.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
Yeah, I'm so fucked up.
I mean, it can happen. It's a possibility.
All right, and then Gore.
Yes.
Over the course of the next few days, you get visited by various groups of the ex-prisoners that have now been freed and are offering up work. And between you and Tanith, they receive work shifts and schedules and just odd jobs to do. As of right now, mostly anyone who has any capable building experience is being given a hammer and sent out to go and join Teamsters to repair the city.
Okay.
And after a group of elves are given some work orders to pick up some bows and go do some hunting out in the forest, Tareth stands up and sort of stretches a little bit. Oh God! How long have we been here today? And he looks down at a timetable. We have been busy for 4 hours. You certainly got a lot of people, didn't you?
Yeah, so it seems.
Lots of prisoners.
There were a lot
I
more
don't.
deeper into the pits than we thought. Originally.
More than we thought, I think, is an understatement.
All the reports I ever got of the pits suggested like upwards at maximum maybe 500 prisoners, not so several thousands. What, like 20,000? God.
Oh yeah, we need to figure out how big the the pits are.
Yeah, because our original thoughts are very fucking wrong. Because someone decided to make the pits a lot bigger than we originally thought.
Oh, we're talking to Woodrow right now, right? Or are we talking to?
I'm just making
Tara.
I'm just making out of character comments.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm a snarky
I would
fuck.
like to talk with Woodrow eventually about who sides with him, like to know who the people that side with him, but that can be done at a later date. Because friends of friends, stuff like that.
So, what do you think we're going to be doing? We're going to be doing with all these people anyway. We need to figure out how to house them. We barely have enough housing for the people that are in the city, much less all the prisoners that we never accounted for, and the beast races.
The beast races, from my understanding, until we speak at the meeting, have things under control, or at least have a plan.
Is everyone in the seniors or just currently Gore?
It's currently just Gore and Tareth because this is them sorting out.
Oh, my bad.
Sorting out work orders while you guys were off doing your conversation with the Leonin.
Well, hopefully the new workers could at least provide for themselves and at least several others with their labor.
Hopefully. It's certainly going to be a long journey to get through the winter. Especially here. The winters can be quite harsh, I've heard. We're probably going to be looking at snowfall for about 5 months. It should be starting any day now, honestly.
We should probably see if there's any sort of blueprint or map of the underground prisons. I would hate to ask for them to go back there, but we could maybe make arrangements to make them more comfortable than when they were there before. Tear down gates and put up, just privacy screens and much more.
Certainly clean up all the blood, most certainly.
Yes. Many more accommodations and comforts. We have to.
Yeah, so it would be an unfortunate stretch. Another thing we could do is we could always ask the commoners if they'd be willing to take in a few people. Obviously, with compensation for it, we could easily pay for the food and heat that would be required of extra people living in their houses. It would help us at least alleviate the need for using the pits again.
Yes.
We could probably house a few people in here as well. We're hardly using all the space in this place.
I think that would be a good idea. We'd have to ask the others, of course, too.
Yes, it'd have to be passed by everyone, but certainly an idea. It would give us time to use all the rooms in this place. I don't know why there's like 20 different rooms in this place when only 3 of them are ever being used. I know it's probably just my imagination, but sometimes when I'm walking the halls, I still get a chill. Like, you can still feel Bane in the walls.
That's probably accurate. He held sway over here for so long that he probably has plenty of ways of keeping tabs on it still.
Well, at the very least, we can make this place more comfortable. Change the furniture. Gives the artisans some work.
Perhaps I could talk to Rivius and we can see about, and the other two, of course. But as our cleric, maybe about cleansing this place a bit more thoroughly, make it either more neutral or add some opposing forces.
I do have a hollow. Out of
Yes.
character, I do have a hollow. I was thinking of prepping it today, honestly.
That's certainly an idea. It will probably help me sleep at night, considering. So much work. Well, and he shouts, "All right, next!" And another group of 3 elves comes into the room. All right, here, take these, and he hands them some forms, and just first question, can you're elves, so chances are yes, but can you read? And they give him a nod. All right, good. Can you please fill out those forms with just where your experiences are, so we can put you into somewhere where you can most help, and we intend to be filtering you down into positions that you want once the city is stabilized. And they give him a nod, and they go and fill out forms. It's very interesting, basically starting bureaucracy from scratch.
Glad
also,
I have your assistance with that. I am not enjoying the paperwork.
I don't imagine you are. I'm barely enjoying it, and I've been doing paperwork my entire life. One thing, working with the long-lived races that were prisoners, nobody looks at me like I'm some sort of monster. It's makes it very difficult going down to the market district during the day, and everybody looks at you like you're a freak.
Have you received any actual trouble from it?
Nobody has done anything yet, but it's only a matter of time. I would get this in Elerian as well, so it's hardly new. People don't trust Dragonborn. Our ancestral as well as our physical attachment to dragons has always left us as a bit of outsiders, given Elerian's history. But working with these people, it's very clear that they understand and they don't judge, or at least if they do, they keep it to themselves. And the 3 elves come back and put the forms down. All right, the 3 of you have experience with bows, not much in the way of experience when it comes to building or repairs. So, yeah, I mean, that's easy hunters then. And gets out a work form and signs it. All right, you can report to the quartermaster, get yourself some bows, and then report to the Hunter's Lodge outside the walls, where you'll be staying for the next couple of months as you hunt us some food to get us through all this. Thank you, and thank you, Gore Brimden, for everything.
It's my pleasure and duty, so you don't need to thank me. Thank you for the assistance you'll be providing everyone in these coming months. It's necessary for survival.
And the three of them all give you a deep bow as they walk off, and Tareth shouts out, "Next!" This is gonna take us a few days, isn't it?
More than a few, I think.
And the two of you continue to do paperwork for the next several hours.
Poor things.
Best job for the warrior.
Poor thing.
He's probably still getting his exercise. You know, anybody who was tagged as, you know, a guard or a soldier of some kind, probably, or anybody who would volunteer to go back to the pits would probably get training with him for a couple hours, like this group.
Yeah. All right. As the day draws on and comes to a close, and the next few days do the same, more menial work gets done, more paperwork is filed as Tareth tells you that he's starting to draw up a budget now that they're getting an idea for what their situation, the situation the city's going to be looking like. And I know it's a little bit shorter than the full 2 hours, but I think that's where we will end today's session. Just so that I can make sure that...
Didn't you say you wanted to do the mages thing, though? Just to set that on.
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
I might have to go. I'm sorry.
Then
Alright,
that's fine.
that's okay.
Yeah, I'm
The-
sorry. But I'll
you're
see
done for
y'all
now.
next Saturday, hopefully.
Yeah, take care. And
Okay.
sorry again, I was late. I think I cut it short.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
My
we're
allergies
out
is
of the way.
killing me. So. Yeah, I'll talk to y'all later.
Alright, see ya. Sure, we can get the mage thing sorted out quickly.
Yep.
Alright, so the next day, early in the morning, just as the sun rises, you hear a voice boom through the halls as you can clearly hear the telltale sign of somebody using thaumaturgy. As you hear, "Army Silvertail,
She will.
you better be awake because I'm only gonna be here for a few minutes."
She will reluctantly, with a groan, get up, get dressed, and will head out the door with more or less the best. I am most certainly a morning person. Yep, totally.
Definitely
Face.
a morning person here.
Yep, totally. Totally wasn't
Definitely a
just
morning
interrupted.
person.
Totally wasn't just interrupted.
Ah, there you are. Excellent. As you walk in and you see a man wearing exceptionally crafted and very clearly magical robes of the Archmagi.
Huh. Blink, blink, blink. What color? What color are they?
Ami freaking shanks this man. He has a robe from
They
that
are.
Archmagi now.
One moment, let me just
This is
double check.
important. This is important because this will radically change. Well, actually, won't radically. Because it's just important because it's like that. Well, that's important because that very much determines a de facto thing about the character that has them.
One moment. They are black.
Oh, okay. That's well, that's out of character. Out of character. Noted. In character. Oh fuck. Well, good morning. To whom do I owe the pleasure?
Hedror, leader of the wizard school here in the city of Eternia.
Must say those are some exceptionally powerful robes you've got there.
Yes, they were a personal gift from the Undying.
I see.
He had one crafted for each subsequent leader of the school.
That would why they're black then. But well, they're not just black for cosmetic reasons. I'm aware of that much. So, just to cut to the chase, where do you stand on all of this, the new regime, all that?
Well, personally, I'm quite neutral on the whole thing, honestly. I don't really care so long as you leave me and my school to its devices.
And what would leaving your schools to their devices entail?
Not upsetting the curriculum, not upsetting the students, and of course not upsetting our personal traditions.
And might I get an idea of what those traditions, and may I get a rundown of what each of those would really entail, as I'm new in town and would like the rundown.
Well, for starters, Keon has informed me of your desire for opening the schools slightly. And, well, simply, I refuse.
Okay.
I will not, and I will not allow any of my educators to teach a commoner.
And why is that?
No, they're simply not worth the education. If they wish to learn magic, they are free to learn it themselves, but I will not teach them. But I will not use valuable resources to teach them using our studies.
And what do you lose by? And what exactly do you stand to lose by teaching them?
Years of tradition as well as prestige for the school.
As far as it goes, all that's prestige is currently on hold because of new leadership in the kingdom.
We have one of the best wizarding schools in all of Elerian. Our prestige extends beyond the city.
I was unaware.
We have been the educators of the court wizards for many of the kingdoms throughout this land. We've always kept ourselves moderately independent from the Imperium itself, which allowed us to broaden our horizons.
I see. And so then what are these traditions you speak of? More other than the phenomenal return in court wizards.
Well, for starters, your new stance on slavery. The school has always functioned off the use of servitude, and well, depending on the situation, perhaps I could accept the idea of a minimum wage for said servitude. I still prefer the old tradition of using those less fortunate to do the work that should not be done by those of noble birth.
The minimum wage is acceptable. All we ask is that they at least have the chance to, if they wish to go into other professions, that they should have the choice. That's all we ask on that front.
Fine, I can give it to the lower rungs to write up contracts. If they sign the contract, then they seal their fate.
And that, indeed, and that is their choice to make.
Fine. And in terms of employment for our servants, I will accept your minimum wage.
I'm glad that we could agree. I'm glad we can agree on that at least that much. But I must say, I will probably remain rather persistent in wanting to expand the amount of. Well, if it really comes down to it, I might even partake up in the profession of teaching myself, although I will remain adventurer by heart. Then again, I may not be the most suited for it, as I am self-taught. I do not particularly adhere to any tradition.
Scandalous!
But I am disappointed, but I suppose not all too surprised that you are taking a hardline stance on the matter. I would be open to hearing suggestions on how we could come to an agreement on some form of compromise. As I've heard from the noble ambassador that magic is expensive, and I do have to agree. Magic is incredibly expensive, both learning and using.
Indeed. In terms of compromise, the only compromise I will accept is I will not argue if you decide to open new wizarding schools in the city, but my wizarding school will remain private.
Do you own multiple, or do you just own the one?
Just the one. That was me as GM misspeaking.
Okay. Alright. Well, that seems fair enough to me. I shall have to see what I can do about opening new ones. I might have to stop by sometimes just to see the place for myself, if you'll have me.
Well, of course. You are one of the 4 rulers of this city. You are free to visit the academy whenever you desire.
Great.
I will even personally give you a tour if you so ask it.
I will keep that in mind. I hope the rest of your day the rest of your day goes well. Thank you for
And I
taking your
hope-
time. Thank you for taking the time to talk with me.
And I hope the rest of your morning goes better than your wake up. Your tail is still a bit bushy, or at least one of them are.
Shh. I'm totally a morning person.
Of course you are.
Look, listen, getting woken up by thaumaturgy is kind of a first.
It's a regular wake-up call at the academy.
Those four people. Oh, they probably have more of a strict schedule than I am.
A very strict one at that. I remember one of the Undying's generals once said that the wake-up call at the academy was harsher than when he was in boot camp.
Ouch. I shall let you know if I need to speak with you on any further matters in the future. Now that I know you.
Of course. And I'm certain that I will be waking you again one day.
Oh, perhaps.
I just hope it continues to be a cordial awakening.
If it becomes not, it will be probably unpleasant for the rest of the city. We can probably agree. We could also probably agree on that much.
Indeed.
Good day.
Now, good day to you.
She falls back asleep.
And
Oh, she's up now. Much to her annoyance, she's up now. Might as well use the extra time. Also, gotta love the subtle ending of just the subtle threats. It's just mutual agreement of that if they fight, it's not gonna be pretty for the rest of the city.
It's okay.
That
It's
fucker. It's like he's evil. I mean, I'm not surprised because it's black robes of the Archmagi means that your character is evil. I think.
Yes,
Yeah,
no
I
doubt.
think
Yes.
You can't attune to one.
Why-
of the
Yeah, I know.
alignment.
yeah,
Yeah.
white
White's
is good,
good,
gray is neutral,
yeah.
black is evil.
Yeah.
What
That's
is it,
that's
Lord of
why
the
I
Rings?
wanted to take a moment. I just wanted to make sure that black was
Yeah.
in fact evil and it wasn't like red or something.
What is this, Lord of the Rings?
It's D&D magic item, so more or less, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, D&D is literally based off Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, so
Amazing.
Fair enough.
as is most fantasy in the modern
Most
day.
modern. Yeah.
More than that, what do I want to do?
Yeah.
Oh,
Red
yeah.
Would have been a
Gonna, what's the bet on one of the Elerian, one of the higher up ages of Elerian having investiture of stone? I want to yoink that. For reasons.
You can ask the Grand Mage from Elerian to help you open school.
Yeah, but
What?
Huh?
What are you looking for?
Investiture of Stone, a 6th level spell.
Uh,
I'm not trying to buy a scroll of it because I don't feel like spending 50,000 gold. Thanks, but no thanks.
Until the spell ends, bits of rock spread across your body and gain the following benefits. You have a resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing from non-magical attacks. You can use your action to create a small earthquake on the ground in a 15-foot radius centered around you. Other creatures on that ground must succeed on a dex saving throw or be knocked prone. You can move across difficult terrain made of earth or stone without spending extra movement. You can move through solid earth or stone as it was air and without destabilizing, but you can't end your movement there. If you do so, you are ejected to the nearest unoccupied space, the spell ends, and you are stunned until the end of your next turn.
Wait, is it investiture? Wait, shit, is it investiture of stone or is it investiture of wind? Hold up, I'm dumb. I think I'm dumb.
All right. Well, that's where we will end today's
Yeah.
session,
Yeah, we'll just do some. There's
and you can just do.